off and then jumped in. It says we're live. So hey everybody. Hi. um Welcome everybody. This is myself and Miss Kelly Wagner of The Edge Magazine. I know I was live a little bit ago, and that basically I think was just telling you we were going live.
We're just teasing them.
We
Give them a little moosh boosh.
Just a little bit to say hey. And then it was funny, Kelly, because after I went live really quick, I was live for like 3 minutes, jumped back off. Then I went back on and literally did we'll be live very shortly. I did it so backwards. It's not funny. I did it so backwards. So, but Kelly and I just wanted to kind of come on and say, hey guys, because we both know, and actually Kelly brought this to my attention when spirit, hey Keith, I can't even think of the old show.
Hi,
oh my God. Spirit something. I can't, it's gone out of my head. I can't school through spirit. Oh my God.
There you go. Ding, 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 ding,
it was
ding,
like gone. It's only been a month, but my brain has been fried with all the traveling. When School Through Spirit ended, as everybody watched, I cried and cried. It was ugly tears. I couldn't stop ugly tears. And when it was done, guys, Kelly had gotten a hold of me, and quite frankly, we'd already been talking, but she was like, yeah, you can't let that go. You can't not do this. And with a little poking and prodding, she got me to agree. And so guess what we're doing? We're doing it again. We're doing it again. We're doing it with Kelly. We're doing it with the Edge Magazine. We're doing it on what hopefully will one day become an Edge Magazine network. Who knows? But, you know, it's so strange, Kelly, because I received this whole type of information 3 years ago from Todd. Believe it or not. These were the talks Todd and I had 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Was, hey, I got this radio station. Would you like to come on? Would you like to build it? And I said, sure, why not? And 3 years later, we had a monster of a show, radio station.
How many downloads did you have?
144.9 thousand.
Yeah, there's a couple zeros in that, you guys.
And that was on just Podbean. That's not iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Amazon Station, Google, Apple, all of it. Podbean is I love you seeing you too, Keith. That was literally just on Podbean stream. And what is more mind-blowing about that, Kelly, what a lot of people don't realize is up until literally a little over a year ago. So I was 2+ years into that show. I maybe had 2,000 downloads. That's it. And then all of a sudden, I think it was October last year, it blew up. And I had over 30,000 downloads in like 2 weeks. And a couple more weeks, it was more. So that literally that 144,000 was from October until literally the end of September. Not even a full year. And we got to the point where we were at like 1,200 downloads a week. Guam, we
Yeah, what countries were you in? Because you were in a ton of different countries.
Guam, New Zealand, England, France. It was I don't think we had China or Japan, but literally it was like we had some from Russia. They were all over the place. And Todd and I would laugh because literally America was the least amount of downloads besides Guam, because we always say there's the one person that had internet in Guam was listening to my show, which was awesome. But I would look at everybody and I would laugh because I'd go, okay, America doesn't know School Through Spirit, but that's okay because I'm kind of like Queen. You know, Queen blew up in England before America figured out what they were.
Yeah.
You know, and so I blew up in England before I blew up anywhere. So that's where it was. You know, it was England, and from England it just Sweden, Norway, Ireland, all of it. It was incredible just to watch the growth of that. You know, like I was telling you, a lady literally drove from Rochester, New York to Upper Michigan to meet me.
Yeah.
Wow. It's mind-blowing. I had a student last night that I looked at her and said, Lisa, guess what? We're doing it again. She's like, oh, thank God. And I said, no, it's rewriting, guys. And I'll tell you what, the show is rewriting. Oh, thank you, Keith. The show is rewriting. It's not going to be 2 hours. And that's what I told her. I said, you know, when I agreed to do it, I didn't want to do 2 hours. I didn't want to do guests. I just wanted to come on and just speak the truth and do some cards. And she said, that's the part I loved. She goes,
See?
every Monday, that's the part I love. She goes, you're the only person I know that can get some topic that spirit gives you and just babble for 30 minutes.
And just let it flow.
Let it flow. Let it
Yeah.
flow. So, guys, that's what it's going to be. It's called Spiritual Truth. It's myself. I'm going to show up Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Same time as we always did. Monday mornings at 9 a.m. The only difference is I'm going to talk for a half an hour of whatever topic spirit gives me, and or that wonderful book I love to use from Dale Diamond Walsh. Those two things, but we expand on it. We go that whatever spirit kind of downloads into my brain, because what people don't realize is it's not that I have all this knowledge in my head. I'm literally, the minute that subject hits the brain, it's like my brain opens up and it becomes almost kind of like a reading, so when everybody goes, oh my gosh, I so needed that.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything I talked about.
Oh gosh. I love, so since we're both very like-minded and play in the same sandbox, one thing that I love, and then it's uncomfortable, is when you do readings with people and then they're repeat people that come back and they're like, remember my last reading, how this came up? And I feel bad because, you and I build these beautiful connections with people, and they trust us. And I've had to go, I'm sorry. When I'm in full this, I'm not taking notes in the back of my human brain, right? I'm offering that. And now they don't feel so bad when I'm like, I promise you. Or what's great about that also is that if you bring something up that you brought up in a previous session and it's just coming through, and I'm like, well, you need to listen.
That's why I always tell them, you're going to get the most private session with myself, because I don't remember, because I'm not part of it at all. Like, I'm like at the doctor. I'm like going to the doctor. I'm never going to remember who you are tomorrow. And it sounds so harsh, but I think that's the best reading, because it means we totally got out of the way. Totally.
Oh my gosh, you're going to love this one. So I just got back from Denver. My aunt passed, and I'm flying out, and it's early in the morning, no makeup, hair done, straight. And normally I was like, right, I was kind of at the front of the plane, but not in the special part of the front of the plane.
Right.
But the bathroom was much closer to the front than the back. And I normally would sneak in and just be like, hee hee hee. Right? Yeah. But I got the guidance, go to the back of the plane, just go. And I go back and I'm walking and I look up and a client of mine's like, Kelly! And I was like, I totally blanked on who it was. And I felt horrible because she just was like, this lady has helped me so much. And I know who you are. And I felt so incredibly bad. But it was amazing. It was totally, she's like, oh my God, this is the lady that, like, she talked to my dad and she did this and this. And I just am like, oh yeah, I was there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it's incredible though, isn't it? I mean, I won't lie. I have a guilty little pleasure, and I live for those moments.
I do. My whole day was just like, I just was like, how am I on a plane going to Denver and I bump into someone who is just, it's an ambassador for our experience together. And I'm like, all I'm worried about is I don't have any makeup on. I don't even think I have a bra on. Oh my God, my aunt just died. I'm like this and that. But then I stopped and I was just like, hey, I needed that. That was spirit coming to me saying, flick, 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 flick.
Yeah, exactly. And it happens like that. It's incredible, and the fact that we get to show up and people don't realize this is, we get to show up and we get to affect other people's lives.
We do.
And
that's what your Monday mornings are going to be. You're going to be starting at back.
Yes.
In this beautiful way of a Monday morning. People get to start their week with you again.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward. I mean, when we first talked about it, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. You know what I mean? It was all, when you got all that on you and it finally gets released and you're like, you don't want it to go. It hurts to let it go, but you finally go, okay, spirit wanted me to let this go, and you let it go and it gets put on the plate in front of you and you're like, oh, am I supposed to take? It's kind of like getting evicted from a house that you don't want to leave, And but they're going, but now we're going to give you it back, but we've remodeled it. And you're going, is this a trick? Is this supposed to happen? Are you going to evict me twice? It's because I'm
I
trying
totally
to be
get
good
it.
for my credit. You know?
Absolutely. Oh, this is going to be so exciting.
It
And
is.
then at the end, you're going to pull cards, aren't you?
I am. And that's the cool thing about it, guys, is because we're keeping the 5-card stud in, but we're doing it with a twist. And this is what's really cool because, guys, number one, I'm coming back with Edge Magazine, which is already really infamously awesome. And we're going to tell you more about that. But because Edge Magazine and Kelly collaborate with publishers out there, these publishers are going to send me decks of cards,
Yeah,
guys.
they are.
And this one's already open because I just bought these, and I did save them for my the first show Monday, but I couldn't resist. So these are going to be the first cards that I use Monday. But look at this.
Ooh.
Isn't that cool how that opens?
Oh,
I
so
know,
cool.
it's like a little surprise. But guys, as I get cards, and these are not going to be me going to the store and buying cards. These are going to be what these different publishers send me. So imagine this deck is totally wrapped and ready to go. Okay. As I get their cards, as they send me in the mail, I'm going to literally unwrap the decks in front of you. You and me are going to, on Monday mornings, when I get decks, we're going to unwrap them together. It's going to be a totally blind read. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's not going to be like, oh my gosh, I got to play with these cards ahead of time, so it looks like I'm a pro with them. No, I'm going to be literally opening up a brand new deck, pulling the cards, going to be like taking the book, and because we know I don't use the book, and we get rid of the books. So it's literally, how easy is this deck to use when you first open up with it? How do I resonate with it? How do you guys resonate with the messages? Just like when you get cards, you know what I mean? If you guys go to the store, that's what we're going to do. And to me, I think that's kind of the best way of doing it, because I can pull any one of my cards over here and throw up a reading that I've used how many times that I know.
Right.
But to really do an honest review, I think, and to say, hey, I really like this deck or don't like this deck, I think it's the best way to do it. I really do.
I think it's great.
Because if I struggle with it online, I'm going to look at you and go, this may not be, you really need to be a hardcore reader to open this deck right off the bat.
This is a spontaneous idea, and I know I'm doing this live,
but
let's also welcome anybody that might be creating their own deck and they want it brought into the world. Private message myself or Diet and let us know about it and send them to us.
Send them to us.
The magazine highlights Oracle decks and tarot decks all the time, and lets the little people that are trying so hard to get breaking out. We were just talking about before we went live about how can our platform nourish all of you and all of the other people that are supporting us. Like, let's do it together. So let's do that too. I think we could do a highlight of people that are coming up with. I mean, I just got a deck from Australia, and it's beautiful. And she's self-publishing, so there's a lot of people that are self-publishing. Let's support them as well.
I think that's awesome because it's a great way of doing it. I think it's awesome. You know what I mean? That's incredible because I think it's a great way, because we're also talking about, guys, not only because this is a full collaboration with myself and Kelly and the Edge. So it's not just this radio show, guys. If you haven't already gotten, she's held it up a lot. Here you go. I'm holding it up. There we go. But what's going to be really cool, and it's not in this issue, but this issue is really cool already. But the next issue, I'm going to start having my own column in the Edge. And it's just going to be spiritual talk or spiritual truth, you know what I mean, in there. And I'm going to have 500 words or less, which anybody that knows me, I'm going to say anything in 500 words or less is going to be, that's good. I don't know how to shut up long enough to do 500 words, but we'll figure it out. I'm definitely not going to be using it AI or AL or whatever it's called, because that doesn't do anything in 500 words. So it's going to be from myself. And I might even jump in there and say which deck out of the month that I played with that I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of added in at the end that, hey, this is a deck out of all the 8 decks or whatever I played with that month. That was my favorite. Just to kind of add that little extra spicy. Won't be the 5-card stud type of thing, but who knows? You never know where things might evolve to. No. You never know.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. And guys, the Edge has got a virtual evergreen. It's not just in paper copy anymore.
Yeah. It's just so much fun. I'm so blessed. I was out at Aunt's funeral, and I'm in a small town in Wyoming, and I had one with me, and the lady was just like, well, we sell crystals. Well, we sell sage. Oh, I know so many people that would love the magazine. And this was a couple months ago when I was visiting her, and I came back and I was like, "Do you want any more?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I went out in like 2 weeks." And I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah. And that's why I think it's gonna be awesome, is because it's
We're
just
gonna have so much fun. Like it's just gonna be, and then it's sharing all of this beautifulness. This new energy. We're coming into this higher consciousness. We
yeah,
need the tools, like, and we need each other, and we need some. Yeah, it's just, it's when you can create a win-win for everybody, it just makes it just yummy and gooey and fun.
it does. It does. Now, will your show be coming on the network too, or are you gonna leave that in a station?
I don't know yet. We're still doing that. So I also have just for anyone that's out here
She's
thinking
like,
to tune it up. I'm like, I don't know. We're gonna figure. You know what? I was actually, when you said about the whole radio station, um, I so flying home at 2 o'clock last night. I'm watching. Okay, I don't know if anyone's heard of the masterclass shows. That it's a series. It's like $200, and it's worth it. It's totally worth it. But they bring in thought leaders from all over the world
okay.
on a wide range of topics. So I watched the one on the plane out. His name's like Chris Evans, and he does negotiation with a hostage negotiation with the CIA and the FBI.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
was cool. But I watched Kris Jenner of the Kardashians on
Right.
Brand. And this is what I sketched out while I was on the plane listening to Kris Jenner. So
Wow.
that's our strat plan and everything that we're doing for the Edge. And radio station or station just kept popping in. So, and then you started this with that. So I don't know. I think someone's doing this to us, right?
I love it. Keith just asked if I could pull a card. So
I was just about to ask you to pull a card. Keith,
I'm not going to use these cards though, because you know what? These are for Monday. It's bad. I want to yank them, but we're not going to wait for these for Monday.
Go to an old reliable.
An old reliable. You know what? Let's do this. This is so much fun.
She's in the secret drawer.
It's not a secret drawer. Anybody that knows me, I have decks here that go, it's like this wide and this deep and probably 2 to 3 cards deck. I have this drawer of decks. I have decks in that drawer. I've got secret books with decks. I got a book cabinet.
So holiday season, everybody, you know what someone's looking for. Oh my gosh.
And the funny thing is, I don't read from Oracle cards unless it's on the show. Is that the mind-blowing thing? When I
get it.
When I started the School Through Spirit 3 years ago, I probably had 4 decks, and 2 of them were tarot decks because I was a tarot reader when I read cards back in the day. Right. Oracle cards were not my thing. And then I went to Lisa Williams, let me do right here, Intuitive Soul deck that I read from all the time, because when I finally went to Oracle cards, this is the deck I used and I learned with, and I love the heck out of them, but you can't get these anymore at all. The publisher, whoever published them, who is it? DolphinBlink.com printed it, or no, that's, I don't know. Anyway, they're not being published anymore, so you can't get them. So I bought up what I found, which is probably 4 or 5 of those, but I use them when I teach and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that just spurred me to what happened is every time I go and teach a class at like a metaphysical store, during that break, I want to kind of get away from everybody. So I go and look at their store, and then I look at their Oracle decks and blah, blah, blah. If they have sample decks, I'll grab whatever one I like, and I pull a card for myself. And the card tells me something I want to hear, I buy the deck.
Well, come on.
If it doesn't tell me something I want to hear, I don't keep the deck. I don't buy the deck. But it's created this monstrosity of decks. So okay, Keith, because y'all know I would have been doing this deck all month anyway. It is what I call the paranormal deck, but it's the Halloween Oracle deck. And Kelly, this is Todd's favorite deck. This is his deck.
Okay, well, this one's in honor of Todd.
This one's of Todd. So let's just kind of pull some cards, Keith. How about we play a quick 5-card stud? How's that sound? Just because we haven't done it. Kelly, I don't know if you've ever seen me do it.
when I've been on your show, but that's about it.
Yep. So it's just literally, I'm going to pull 5 cards, guys. You can pick 1 card, 2 cards, all the cards.
I love how you shuffle. You're like this Las Vegas.
I'm like, you know,
like totally flow. It's awesome.
I don't do this thing my cards.
No. You're just like loving and getting to know them.
Like, I do. And when you're done shuffling, the cards just tell you they're done, you know, which is really weird. But guys, you can pick however many cards you want, or you can just wait until the end and literally just go all of them at once. You know what I mean? And I do the full reading as if I did it as a card pull for you guys. So for this is for your next week, or at least until Monday, until I do the next 5 card set.
Yeah.
Done. Something is happening because my whole body just went,
that was awesome. Sorry, you guys screamed that a little too loud. I was like, oh, I watched that. It was like, ooh.
I love it.
Everybody get ready. Are we recording this? We're not.
Well, it is going to be on live stream forever. So the first card, I love this, is the Vampire Emotional Intelligence card, guys. I love this card. And I say that a lot because I love all cards. I've learned to love these cards. But emotional intelligence really is kind of speaking about that you have it up here and you have it here, okay? And when you bring those 2 things together, it really is a force to say, oh my gosh, you've got it right. So guys, if you pick card number 1 and you're looking at this, there's something that's been on your mind, like, should I or should I not do this? I don't know. You're kind of
you mean like a radio show on Mondays at 9:00?
Yeah.
You mean like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
just checking. But it's telling me that you have everything in your brain that's right, and your heart's coming into it. It's working this together. And this is where manifestation works, when we bring the mind and the heart together. And it's telling you it's time. It's time to do this. It's going to happen. It's going to work. Card number 2 is the Mommy card, which is all about change. So if you pick number 2 and it's that change, get over it. It's happening. You can't stop this roller coaster from happening. Kelly's like, I'm taking all the cards because it is change. It is what's happening next. Now, if you're like me, change sucks. I'll tell you what, I love change. I live for change, but I hate change. Okay. And with me, when change happens, I need 2 seconds to breathe. Okay, now I can do this. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what part of this is about, is saying, you know what, I'm uncomfortable with this. And that's okay, because uncomfortability is going to help you to grow. But if you pick card number 2, change is happening. Number 3 is risk and reward. It is the Apple card. Kelly's like, this just keeps getting better and better. And I like this because it is about taking risk, guys. It is. But with every risk, there's going to be a reward. It really is. You know, that poison apple, in her mouth, she just literally went, and it tasted good. It was juicy and it was awesome, and it was a real risk.
By the way, I have an apple right here. So you know that I just cut up an apple.
I love that.
Does that look like a heart?
It is a heart. It is. But you know, and people, I want to say a second right here. People don't realize risk and reward. And I'm going with this whole Snow White theme, right? And everybody's going, but she got poisoned. What? To take a long nap? Oh my gosh, guys, let's turn this around. And when she woke up, there was the man of her dreams kissing her. She didn't have to do any work. You know what I mean? So there is your reward. If you look at this and totally change your perspective, where was the reward? She got a nap. She got the guy. She got to be a princess, or actually the queen. You know what? There you go. She took a risk. She got the reward. And that's what's happening with you. Card number 4 is rejoicing in the moment, which is joy. I also love about this card, if you look at it, it kind of looks like the tree of life. It looks like the tree of life. And I do like this because if you pick card number 4, you're at that point in life where you're going, you know what? I've put it all in and it is happening. It's happening. I can be happy right now because it is happening right now. And Kelly's just like, it is. It is. You know what I mean? So trust that this is your time to go, wow, maybe these other 3 cards didn't make sense to you, but you pick number 4. It's telling me, guess what, guys? Take note of what's going on right now in your moment, because this is what is. Ooh, and I like the last one because it is the Jack-o'-lantern, which is the protection card. Now, I will tell you what, I only use protection in part of my business, which is my haunted part of my business, not the airy-fairy side. But I want to let you know that you're safe. And that's what this card is screaming is you're safe. If you've been wondering, whatever is going on in your life, whether you are taking risks, whether you are moving, whether you're changing jobs, you're safe in this moment. Don't worry about it. The universe has come together to do this for you. So card number 1 is that vampire, the emotional intelligence. Card number 2 is mommy change. 3 is apple, which is the risk and reward. 4 is joy, which is rejoicing in the present moment. Jack-o'-lantern was number 5 with protection. Those are the individuals. But if I bring this all together, it is telling me, guys, exactly what Kelly and I are doing right now. And it's for your life also, because when you bring this all together, everything is feel right. You put some things out there to say, I would like to do this. I would like to do. You put the manifestation thoughts of what I want my future life to be or something to happen, and it's happening. And you're getting confirmations over this next few days that all of this is happening. All you have to do is really open your heart, make sure to take those risks, because nothing's just going to, contrary to belief, things just, they do fall in our lap. But after they fall in your lap, you have to do a few things. And this is just saying you need to continue to do that. And if you do, don't worry. It's all happening the way it needs to. There's going to be a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of upbringing in that. And don't worry, because you're really not risking a lot to lose. You're just risking to gain right now. So run with that, guys. And it's pretty amazingness. So there you go. There's your 5-card stud for this week up until Monday. Only until Monday. Monday, we get a new one with, like I said, we're going to use the Healing Waters deck for Monday. After that, who knows? It might be a publisher deck. It might be one of the decks I just grabbed. Who knows? I might buy a deck. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's not like I don't have drawers upon drawers upon drawers of cards. Well, there you go. And Bob's your uncle.
My uncle that I just saw is Bob, by the way. Just telling you. Just, you guys, you can't make this up. I have apples. Saw Bob. Great.
We're taking a risk on a brand new show.
So what insight do you have on the new show?
On the new show? I'm going to tell you. You know what? I feel really amazing about it. And it is because I found out that might be the most important part that people seen of the last show was the insight that Spirit gave. It gave everybody, and I think it's going to continue to do it. And I think that's why Spirit said, nope, let's shorten this up, is because it's going to be that thing where you kind of bring it together and you're just like, hey, I needed this. I'm stuck. I'm confused. I don't know where to go. I need some inspiration. And that's really what that show is about. It's about enlightenment, on every level. So, you're going to have to stay tuned and listen, because it may not be the first 5 minutes. It might be the last 5 minutes that really, really hits that you needed to hear, because you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Never. We never know. We just open up, insert foot, let it flow. Good thing I like shoes and a lot of new shoes too. So hopefully it's a clean shoe I put in my mouth.
We need to get a shoe sponsor for the show. There you go.
We need to. Oh, that would be awesome, because
that was also something Kris Jenner said about finding your brand and finding collaborations and sponsorships with products you really like, so you don't have to lie about it.
I'm thinking I need everything Harry Potter.
Okay. We'll write a letter to JK.
And I also like Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Which might be a little bigger brands to crack, but we'll work on it.
Well, here you go. I'm cracking it already.
There you go. Perfect.
That is my newest comfy push-in my chair, because I've been sitting in this chair for 3 years and it's getting worn down. So, but there is that. So everybody, I mean, anybody have any questions on anything? Oh my God, for Kelly, you're going to be amazing. Go, yes. Kelly's already amazing. Are you kidding me?
Thank you.
I love
we
this.
have so many people that showed up for this. I'm like looking at all the viewers. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys.
It was a spot of the moment. And the cool thing, you know what? I found out, Kelly, I stopped looking at how many say are up there watching, because I found out that number is such a lie. There's so many more that are not hitting the button to enter it, that are just stop scrolling right here.
They're just like, well, I'm super excited, and thank you so much for this collaboration. And another thing that I really want to share with people is that when people come together and truly support each other and create a win-win environment where Diette's like, I have this, and I say I have this, and let's come together. Oh my God, I just saw our little girls like grabbing arm in arm and like do like and doing that. It's magical, it's powerful, it's in full flow, and it's just a win-win. It's just a win-win.
It is.
That's what the hostage negotiators said in his master class about always trying to find a win-win in it. And I was like, okay,
we did it.
That's what we're doing.
And we knew it was going to happen when we met back in April or May.
Like, hello, old friend. Nice to see you again. What are we going to do?
That's exactly what happened. Guys, just a moment to say how me and Kelly met. We knew of each other. We talked to each other. I don't think we talked to each other. It was basically, hey, do you want to be on my show? She said, yes, we'll figure it out, blah, blah, blah. I was going to be at one of her events she was part of. Literally, while we walked in, she was running all over. I was trying to get set up really quick. And all of a sudden, we just stopped and literally in a moment and embraced each other and didn't want to let go. And we separated just at the arms or the shoulders because we're still holding each other. Hips still together, arms still together. Sounds kind of creepy, but it was cute. And,
had to be there.
and Kelly was like, we need to work together. I'm like, we do. And we had no clue what the heck we were talking about.
Nope.
We just knew we were going to be inseparable on some level. And you know what? It's happening now. So there you go. So anybody, if you want, please do this before we get off. Go to Edge Magazine. Is it edgemagazine.com? Edgemagazine.net. .net. Subscribe to it. Subscribe to it so that you can see more and more shows. Make sure you click on the notifications that you're seeing this on, because this is how you're going to get notified that we're on Monday mornings.
Share to your community. Share that we're doing this on Facebook and YouTube, and like we're gonna do this. And please give us feedback. And if just whatever we can possibly do to support. And Diette's website is deette.us. Check her out. And you are going to tell us, everybody, where you're at this weekend.
I am this weekend on Saturday.
Just this weekend.
Just Saturday. Saturday from 10 to 5 p.m. I will be at the Clarion Hotel in Baraboo, Wisconsin at a Soul and Synergy event, doing readings all day. Come and see me there. Or guys, if you really want to go to that haunted locations, I will be doing readings Friday night from 6 to 10 and Saturday night from 6 to 10 at the Old Baraboo Inn. It's within the top 10 haunted places in the United States.
And you might be dressed up.
I am dressed up as a vampire Friday night. I am a dead witch on Saturday night, and Saturday night we're ending it in the blood moon, full moon, with a midnight gallery with moi. I know, at this infamous place.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there in spirit.
You will be. You will be. So come see me, guys. Love everybody. See you soon. See you Monday. Bye-bye, guys.